Gridiron fanatics out there. Glad you are here with us on another edition of Gridiron Gab Pro Style, where we gab about all things pro football, from the scoops of the regular season to the scores in the postseason and the picks in the offseason. Let's start gabbing. Welcome back, all you gabbers out there. Thank you for joining us again. I am Mr. CeeLo, but we have breaking news. Well, it's probably not a surprise to a lot of you. We've seen this kind of coming, and of course, the details is that Cam Akers is no longer a Ram. Now, we have been hearing about this for, I think it's been about well over a year. Akers has been wanting out of the Rams organization, wanting to be traded. And, of course, if any of you guys know, and I didn't know until after the game, that Akers had been benched. I was wondering why we hadn't seen him, but I was not, completely certain. But there was a deal that has just broken. Adam Schefter reported that the Rams are trading the Rams are trading Akers to the Minnesota Vikings. Now, here's the reason why this is such a big deal. Of course, we knew tensions between the Rams and the organization have been boiling and been going for a while, and this happened way back in October, but we already knew this. But the reason why this is such a big deal is because, and we'll talk more about that shortly. But the biggest reason for this is Minnesota is dead last in yards per game yards rushing per game and yards per carry. Of course, we all know Alexander Mattison was expected to take that role after Dalvin Cook was, I guess you could say, released. I would say he was just a cap casualty, to say the least. Why, I don't understand. You got Kirk Cousins coming off the books next year. It's not like you're going to make this big of a deal with him. But moving into that, I like Madison as a change of back, kind of like Tony Pollard. We have yet to kind of see if Pollard's going to be that guy. I still have my suspicions about that. I think Tony Pollard is a lot like Alexander Mattison, but that's neither here nor there. But with this deal, you get the top back that you have. Now, with a lot of people, there are going to be a lot of naysayers that are going to wonder, and I'm trying not to ramble, guys, but this is one of those situations where just everything is just happening so fast. I'm trying to tell you guys this from the Rams' perspective, trying to tell you this from the Vikings. But this is a major move for the Minnesota Vikings, because I actually had a poll, and I've gotten a lot of good feedback, but then I've gotten trolls, which I will address later on. As I've told you guys many times, I don't like trolls. So if you're not going to add anything to the conversation, just keep your mouth closed, please, or I will embarrass you. But we're talking about a football team whom, for the most part, has not been able to run the football. And this is not something that this team can afford to do. I mean, I understand that you have Justin Jefferson, and he's one of the most dynamic players in all of the NFL. But you have to have some semblance of a running game, because what happens is, in a lot of these games, you have to be able to mix things up and have the defense on its heels. Madison didn't do that for you. And then I will say this, that, their offensive line has been, But then again, you also had Kyron Williams, who had a pretty good game, 14 carries, 52 yards with a touchdown. That's okay. Now, that's referring to the Rams, of course. So the Rams felt like they had a ability to do without him. So that was why I ultimately thought they did that. I'm sorry I skipped ahead, you guys, but ultimately, this is a move of desperation for the Vikings, but it also asks the question, how serious are they about staying with Kirk Cousins if they lose this week? That begs the difference. That's a question that, begs pondering for a lot of people out there, is do the Vikings feel like they can win this season? Well, and with, especially with Kirk Cousins having this being it. Is this going to be it? I'm sort of wondering what the Vikings' plans are as far as this. But it tells me they're not done with the season for them to make this move. I mean, I'm not saying that this is something that they're going to move and this is a move that they're going to make and it's going to make any difference. But it doesn't seem to me like they're not moving on from Kirk Cousins yet. So, as I said, Cam Akers going to Minnesota. This puts them back into because Akers is a very good running back. We look at him. His numbers don't jump out at you because he tore his Achilles in 2021, and then he returned in 22 for 786, 188. But that was because let's face it, the Rams were not that good without Cooper Kupp, and Matt Stafford looked lost. So whatever. In the end of the day, I think Stafford might have been hurt, but at the same time, it's like I ain't got no Cooper Kupp, whatever. And like I said, Alexander Madison's not the guy from Minnesota, and I honestly think that the Rams had found their guy in Kyron Williams, and it's a situation where it works out for both teams. They get rid of a headache, and I hate to say it like that, but it's not clear what draft picks they exchanged. So right now, it's pretty much it's up in the air. We'll give you guys details later on, but as of right now, Cam Akers is a Minnesota Viking. I do expect different things because Akers is a good player, people. He's not a top tier back. He's right there dangling from that second and third tier and has the ability to become a second tier back. So when I give you guys what I think after the Thursday night game, what's going to happen on Sunday, you'll know. But as of right now, breaking news, the Los Angeles Rams have traded Cam Akers and a 2026 draft pick, and they receive a 2026 draft pick. But let me guys know what you think, whether it's on the Facebook page or whether it's on my Instagram. Let me know what you think, or even in the comments on the show. Cam Akers now a Minnesota Viking. But until next time, all you gabbers out there, same Gab channel, same Gab platform.